like your takes. Go ahead, Benny.
I can't.
It's okay. We were just following the recording from our previous episode, but Bobby's here taking shots at me, but it's okay. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Welcome to What Ifs. This is a new segment for Dummies on the Hardwood. No dinosaurs on the hardwood, though. But, yeah, Benny, go ahead. Introduce us.
All right, team. Here's what we got going on for this What If series. All right, so we're gonna come up with some What If scenarios with different situations that happened in the past. Okay, so for example, this episode, fellas, we're gonna be talking about what if the Oklahoma City Thunder never broke up that big three. Ooh. We're gonna be talking about that. All right, so without further ado, let's go and get started. All right, so gentlemen, we all know the big three: Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? We know that big three. And, they had, also at the time, I believe, they had Steven Adams at their 5 and Serge Ibaka.
No, it was Perk at the time.
Well, I'm talking about, before Perk came.
No, Perkins was there.
Perk was there already.
Perk was there.
But he was off the bench, though, wasn't he?
No, he was starting.
I'm pretty sure.
He was there for, 3 years before Adams got there.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, if that's the case, I'm thinking about, what if KD decided that, okay, you know what? I'm going to stay here and I'm going to win my first chip. I guess the first question could be is, can Kevin Durant or would Kevin Durant be able to lead the Oklahoma City Thunder to do their first chip with that group and that roster, Isaac?
Really quick, I just want to preface that the reason they traded James Harden is over $4 million. Not $4 million over every year, just $4 million.
That shit's crazy, man.
But Kevin Durant, would he be able to lead the Thunder to a title? Yes. I believe he would. He's a lethal scorer. He could play defense. He was younger at the time, so he wouldn't have to exacerbate himself so much on the court with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. And with the defensive backcourt of Ibaka, and eventually, if they got Adams, I wouldn't be sure if they got Adams with all the wins. And wait, but we have to reconsider. Actually, his foot injury. He had that Jones fracture. I still think they would win the title. KD's legacy would be intact. He wouldn't be hated and seen as a cupcake. But eventually, they would have to move on. But I think the Oklahoma City Thunder would win at least three or 2 chips.
Damn, 3 chips?
I believe so.
Damn, that's a stretch. Oh, man. No, I don't think the Thunder would have won a championship. And the reason why is because if you look at the West at the time, who's the clear-cut winner out there?
It was the Lakers at the time.
No.
The Spurs.
The Spurs.
The Spurs, okay, yeah.
The Spurs were one of the biggest threats to Oklahoma City Thunder. Granted, the Spurs lost to the Thunder. When was that, 2011, 2012? 2012, something like that. Yeah, so granted they beat them there, but, I think that with the way the West was back in those early years, about 2010 through 2014, 2012, 2013, I think a Popovich-led Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and a young budding Kawhi Leonard, and a solid bench of Tiago Splitter. I think that and you forget about, who am I forgetting on that Spurs team? It's been so long. But anywho, fans, just leave a comment on players I'm forgetting. But anywho, I think the Spurs would have given the Thunder a run for their money, and that's because purely based off their talent, their championship level experience.
And so just to beg the question, you don't think the Oklahoma City Thunder, if they never broke up, they're not winning a chip? You're saying they're not winning a chip? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think they would win a chip.
They're not going to win a chip?
They wouldn't win a chip. In my opinion, they wouldn't win.
Here's the thing. You're forgetting about that year where they were eliminated very early in the first round by the Clippers. You're telling me the Thunder aren't going to beat a Clippers team?
Probably, but they're not going to beat a Spurs team.
But the Spurs were eliminated in the first round, as I said, by the Clippers.
I personally think that the Thunder could have beat the Clippers, man. And it just begs the question. I mean, look, we see KD now. He's left. He's played with the Nets.
Overrated Suns.
He plays for the Suns. I mean, I guess my thing would be that do I think KD could carry a team? Yeah, I think he could carry a team and help the Thunder win their chip. Had he stayed one more year and not leave, you know what I mean? Because the whole thing was like he left and they were down 3-1 to the Warriors. And the whole thing was like, you know, at the time, everybody was like, oh no, KD's going to leave for the Warriors. And KD was, you know, he was visiting all the teams and stuff like that. And then he decides to go to the Warriors, the team that beat him. And everybody was like, bro, why do you go to the team that beat you? So that, to me, questions his level of competitiveness as a competitor. I question that a little bit because he just basically hopped on the other side. And then he out here helping the Warriors win 2-3 chips.
So I'm going to hop back into what Isaac mentioned earlier. Yeah, you're right, Isaac. I remember that now. They did get eliminated. But I don't think the Thunder would have gone all the way to the finals and won.
Who would they have lost to?
Who was in the finals that year?
It was the Rockets.
No, I'm talking about the
Cleveland.
NBA Finals. Cleveland?
Cleveland, wasn't it?
What year are we talking about?
20. Hold on.
Pull up the year. Pull up the year. Yeah, I don't think the Thunder would have won.
I think so. I think the Thunder would have took the time. I mean, look, you got Serge Ibaka, you had Steven Adams. I mean, come on, really? And then you got Andre Roberson. The Thunder are literally a prototypical team.
Yeah, but if they were going to the finals, they'd be facing off against a LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh led team. You really think that Thunder team is going to beat that Heat team in a 7-game series?
Yeah. I personally think they could.
2015.
Who was in that year, Isaac?
2015. Hold on.
I personally think so. 2015 it was Cavs and Warriors. It was Cavs and Warriors in 2015 the finals.
Yeah, I think it was it. No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, it was.
It was Cavs and Warriors.
Cavs and Warriors.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the Warriors were up and coming that time.
No, the Cavs were the Thunder were up and coming.
Yeah, but they lost to the
Yeah.
Warriors.
And I still think that they would have, given the Heat a run for their money and they would have won a chip.
They probably would have.
But they lost. But the Thunder made it to the finals that one year and they lost.
Yeah, they made it the year before. But like I said, I still think at the time the Thunder were probably the third best team in my opinion out west. Because at the time you had the Golden State Warriors, then you had I still take the Spurs, in my opinion, and then you take the Thunder, and then maybe the Clippers.
Yeah, because the Clippers at that time were pretty deep.
Yeah, the Clippers were deep during those early years. But yeah, that would be my top 3 teams. The Warriors, number 1. Number 2, you would have the...
I would argue the Clippers at the time.
Number 2?
The Clippers were up there. The Clippers was real good.
Yeah, but they were a second-round exit.
I mean, I would also...
In 2016, the Thunder were in the playoffs. They lost to Golden State.
Yeah, it was Golden State and Oklahoma City.
They would have won the year before against Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I was
against
saying.
Against an injury-riddled Cleveland.
That's what I was saying when
What do you mean? Why are you making that face?
Hold up, Benny. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like it goes back to what I was saying. That's why when Oklahoma City had played the Golden State Warriors, that was the year that Oklahoma City had that 3-1 lead, and then KD decided to leave because he wanted to win a chip, and his best chance was go to Golden State at the time. And I understand you want to win a chip, but my question would be, where's your level of competitiveness as a competitor? You claim to be a competitor. That's not being a competitor. You don't go to the other side to help the other side win and beat your team. That doesn't make sense.
It was a cupcake move.
Yeah, it's a cupcake move, and it still is. It's one of the cupcake moves of all time, and he'll say it isn't. And the fact that he had to create a burner account to prove his point was pathetic. But I guess my point is that team, if they never broke up, I say they're winning 2 chips. I would say they're winning 2 chips. Then we'd have this whole debate of what if Westbrook never won a chip? If he did win a chip, I think he'd have a better cement on his legacy, because the thing is we already know who Russell Westbrook is. Talented, arguably the best, the most explosive guard during that era. And you got James Harden. Before you cut me off, James Harden, sixth man James Harden, Thabo Sefolosha. We got Andre Roberson, They're locking down the perimeter.
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin at the time. Come on now. You can't forget about that. Steven Adams, Ibaka.
So what year are we talking about exactly?
We're talking about 15.
2015.
15, yeah. That was the year.
Okay, because in my mind, I was thinking I thought we were talking like early teens. If we
No.
were talking about early teens, okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 15.
If we're talking about 15, okay, yeah, I believe that the Thunder would have.
I argue they would win 14 and 15 back to back.
Yeah, I think so, man. It was 2014. I remember it was 2014.
Cleveland was very injury depleted, so they would have probably smacked them around.
Yeah, and it was the Thunder and the Heat in the finals. The Thunder ended up losing to the Heat. I do remember. I can't remember what year it was.
2012.
2012. Yeah, that's what it was. And that roster was deep. That's what I'm saying. Westbrook, Harden, KD, Ibaka before Perk came. Come on now.
Yeah, no. If you guys when we were talking about 2011, 2012, yeah, I would have been like, no, the Thunder wouldn't have won. But if we're talking about 2014, 2015, that makes more sense to me. I'm like, all right, yeah, I could see the Thunder winning a chip.
But even then, I still would have taken the Thunder.
But question: would it accelerate the new super team rule, anti-super team rules, where you can only have so many players under contract? And would we ever see a big three after OKC and Miami again? Would we ever see the Golden State big three? Would we ever see that?
No, because Kevin Durant doesn't go to. Golden
State.
State.
but if that happens, would
I,
Golden State be able to create another big three, or anyone else be able to create a big three?
I would have argued that even before that they had that big three, the Celtics already did it first, and then the Heat followed right after.
And the Lakers tried to do it, but then they vetoed it.
It didn't work. And so then the Thunder... But the thing is with the Thunder, it was one of those things where the Thunder were homegrown. Like, they drafted Westbrook. They drafted Kevin Durant. Granted, Supersonics before, when they selected Kevin Durant and James Harden. That's homegrown. And Ibaka. That's like homegrown talent right there. So... the Thunder, if you ask me, they started the big three.
Shout out to Ibaka, who never won a depoy. He should have.
Yeah, the thing is like the Thunder started the big three revolution. They started that revolution, you know what I mean? With homegrown talent. And, I think, in my opinion, they're one of the most talented teams to not have won a chip in 2015. 2014, 2015.
What in the 10s they were, yeah.
Yeah, in the 10s they were. They were so underrated. They were so talented, but they just didn't put it together. They just couldn't. And that's the unfortunate part of that group and that team, It's just all that talent, And if I think KD stayed, I think they would have won at least one more, They just needed one more year to do it together. That's all they needed was one more year. And damn $400 million, I'm fucking signing James Harden. Damn that.
Yeah, what was up with the $4 million?
That was the difference. They didn't want to pay James Harden $4 million. Not every year, just overall.
Yeah, and it costed them a potential chip.
That's all I'm saying. It's like...
Chips.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they're winning 2 chips in my eyes. The Thunder would have won at least 2 chips. I think, like I said, they were so talented, that group. Oh my god, dude!
They were loaded.
Imagine just playing them. Oh my goodness.
Will this incarnation of the Thunder presently win a chip?
Yep.
At some point, yeah.
I think so.
At some point, yes.
But which of the big three are you going to trade? You can't keep them all. That's the big question.
SGA,
I'll put you on the spot right now.
Chet.
I would argue that you can trade Chet. I would trade Chet if we're talking about this present day.
I would trade Jalen Williams. You get more back from him.
But okay, here's this question: if we're talking about big three from back in the day from Oklahoma City, right? How about this? SGA, J-Dub, and Chet, and then you got prime Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden. Who you taking?
I'm taking Russell Westbrook, Harden, and James Harden. That's easy.
Yeah, same. I'm taking that. I don't know about you, bro, but that's screaming talent right there.
I wouldn't have to probably argue for SGA and Chet and J-Dub.
I can see the talent level, bro, but
why?
Yeah, let's hear it.
They're barely young, and I feel they still have so much more to prove. James Harden could never really show up in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook was chuck up shots. Kevin Durant's the only one you guys can really rely
The
on.
thing is, I think Westbrook was more of an explosive scorer.
Yeah, the thing is though, Russell Westbrook, yeah, he didn't have a jump shot, but I mean, the dude when he put his head down to the rim, he was going right through you. I think Russell Westbrook would go through prime Russell Westbrook. He'd go through SGA, easy,
He would cook.
Easy.
He would cook SGA.
easy. Kevin Durant versus Jalen Williams.
That's
Young
not even a debate.
I'm taking
It's not even a
KD
debate.
every single day of the week. Who's the third one we're talking
Chet.
about? Chet versus
I mean, it's Chet KD. You know?
Chet KD.
Harden versus
Harden.
J-Dub.
Harden versus J Dub.
It's pretty
I'm
even.
take Harden.
Give me a young
It's
James
pretty.
Harden.
What's even?
It's pretty even, like the playing field currently.
Are we,
Playing-
ta-
the
are
playing
we
field
talking about
currently,
like?
what are we talking about?
Like the current incarnation of the Thunder versus the best incarnation of the Thunder so far.
I think that first three was the OG. I think they did it. I think they were the best ones.
Yeah, I'm not arguing
It's
that, but
reincarnated. Yeah,
it's
I can see
arguable that this current crop of OKC is better than them.
that. No, I think the Russell Westbrook, KD, and Harden would. Yeah, I think they're the better trio.
Absolutely, dude. That roster in of itself is cooking and eating. You know, buckets from KD, James Harden playmaking, dishing, scoring, getting you 20 off the bench. Russell Westbrook getting triple doubles like there's no tomorrow. I mean, he did it all.
Yeah,
He did it all.
He did.
Agree to disagree. Any final thoughts, gents?
I mean, nah, man. I mean, you know, like I said, I think that if the Thunder never broke up, they're winning at least 2 chips.
I think they're winning one chip.
I say 2-3, and they go back to back, possibly 3.
I would argue, I would agree with that too. I would agree with that.
Fans. Isaac is taking this new version of the Oklahoma City Thunder. SGA, J-Dub, and Chet. Me and Benny are taking prime Russell Westbrook, prime Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Who are you taking between those two? Like, comment, subscribe.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You guys have a good night.
Good night.